Hey everybody. Well, this is part 3 in a series of trying to get this 66 F100 back on the road within a month. Today is Saturday, March 20th, and my goal was to have this truck safe, legal, licensed, insured, back on the road by April 4th. It was March 4th when I started this project, and I think we still can do it, even though I've had a lot of downtime, but I'm pretty sure I can still do it. I'm going to try anyways. All right, where I'm at right now at the beginning of this video, I've got the engine and transmission back together, ready to go back in the truck. So now I've got to raise the door, get the tractor and push the truck back in about so far in here, and then start putting the engine back in, and then I'll roll it outside, put the front clip back on, start getting everything wired up, and get ready to crank it hopefully here within 2 or 3 days. All right, let's get started. Okay, well, got the engine bolted in, got the transmission cross member bolted in, got the transmission mounted to it, got the drive shaft back in place. I didn't film none of that underneath because you can't really see much and it's hard to get the right angles, and I was in a hurry to get it done. But about to see if we can get these headers on, and they were a pain to get out, so they're going to be a pain to go back in. I'm going to put some of that high temperature RTV around this here because these tend to leak just a little bit around the edges of these ports. So I'm going to put some RTV on that to help it seal better. That's what I had to do before and it worked fine, so we'll do it again. But I got it all brushed off, cleaned up. Just got to put some RTV on it and stick this gasket to it. I may wait till I get it in there to put the RTV on it. It'll be easier out here, but after I have to wiggle it in there. Now then, I just got to get this header bolted on. I've already got the gasket in there with some high temperature RTV. And then the other side is going to take a little more because it looks like somebody has done some grinding on the around the ports on the head on that side. So I may have to be a little more creative with installing the header over there. I may be able to use some of that paste that I used to plug the hole on the collector on this one. Okay, well, today is still Saturday, March 20th. I got accomplished what I wanted to today. I got the engine transmission in. Got the headers back on, exhaust hook up, drive shaft is in, transmission cross members in and bolted up, motor mounts bolted down. There was a lot of it I didn't film just because it was getting monotonous. I filmed putting on this header, but I didn't film that one. But that one went in easier than this one did, so, but it was pretty much the same thing. I didn't film underneath. Had a heck of a time getting them collectors bolted up to the exhaust, but I got them. So yeah, made some good progress today. Got to start getting the front of the engine ready. I'm gonna put the fan off the other engine on here. because this is a 5-blade fan. The one on the other engine was a 7-blade fan. So that'll pull more air. Yeah, see the difference? I'll pull a lot more air, keep it cooler, and I've got the brackets I need for the alternator. I need to take this homemade thing here, whatever it is, off of here. This bracket here, I don't need it. I don't need to take it off, but I'm going to take it off. It's what the power steering pump was mounted to on the backside when it was in that Dodge. So I don't need it. I'll just take that off. Be fine. All right. I'm going to call it a night tonight. Hopefully, I'll be ready to put the front clip back on it real soon and see if we can crank it. Today is Monday the 22nd. Saturday, the 20th, was where I left off. Got up a little early yesterday because I sold that Dodge pickup that I got this engine from. And the guy got here fairly early. And then I went and picked up something else, which I'll show you here in just a minute. And then I got back from that. I had a birthday party here at my mom's house for one of my nephews. So I didn't get anything else done out here yesterday. But I'm going to try and get a little bit done. I slept late today, caught up on the sleep I missed night before last. And we'll get a little bit done, not a whole lot. I want to change out this fan. I want to go ahead and put in my alternator brackets and have those ready. I'm not going to put the alternator in yet. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. I've got a couple to choose from. But I can go ahead and get the brackets on. Make sure I've got everything ready to put the front clip back on, and then we'll roll it outside, start working on getting the front clip back on it. And won't be long after that, we'll be ready to try and crank it. After I get the front clip on, get the wiring and everything squared away, figure out how I'm going to mount the battery in there. And then, yeah, we'll be ready, real close to ready to crank it. All right, now I said after I sold that truck yesterday, I went and did something else, picked up something. I'll show you what I got. Well, you can see how these two tires here don't hold air for very long at all. And it possibly could be because the rust is bad enough on the wheels to where it has pinholes letting air pressure leak out. So I was trying to figure what other wheels I wanted to use. I've got some old chrome directional wheels over there on that old 72 that I'm going to use as a donor. And I thought about using those, but I'm still going to need tires. And then on the marketplace, not before last, these popped up. So I went and bought these yesterday. Spent a little more on them than what I probably should have, but I still got a pretty good deal on them. These three tires, the Cooper Cobras here, are all in real good shape. This Eagle here has some dry rotting on it, not too bad. You can see right there. But I think it'll be all right. I put it on the back just in case it blows. Then it'll be on the back, and I won't lose control since this truck has no power steering. Be more likely to keep it under control if that's on the back and it blows. But I will be looking for a replacement tire pretty soon. I'd like to see if I can find another Cooper Cobra that size used to put on there. I don't want to put one new one on and then have 3 used ones. But yeah, these tires are in good shape. I've ordered some new center caps for them because those old center caps are pretty rough. I mean, they could be cleaned up, but when I'm just missing a sticker and the coating on the front of the emblems there has bubbled up and looks gross. So I just ordered some new ones. They'll be in a few days. I still got to order lug nuts for them, but I've got to make sure I get the right ones. I think the lug nuts I need will have a little shoulder and then a taper. I'll put those on after I go through and check the brakes, because I got to pull those wheels off anyways to check the brakes, and then I'll put these on. And then I'll have these on while I'm test driving it and getting everything dialed in on the truck and getting it ready to get licensed and insured and then be a regular driver. So yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good with these tires and wheels on it. These tires, by the way, the size of them, they are 255 70 R15s. Yeah, those tires will give the old truck a pretty nice, aggressive look. And yeah, I'll be happy with it. They're a little shiny for what the truck's going to be, but that'll be all right. That'll just make it look a little better. So yeah, the wheels ain't perfect. They could use a good cleaning, and there's a little bit of oxidation. You see the white right in there. And right there's a chip in the paint, but not a problem. They'll look pretty good on this truck. So now let's see what we can get done today. Okay, for some reason I forgot to hit record all this time. But not really a whole lot I could have done today. Supposed to have rain coming tomorrow, and maybe the next day and next day. So maybe slowed down on progress again for a few days. But I believe I've got everything done in here that I can do, and I should be ready to put the front clip back on now. And like I said, I thought I hit record, but I didn't. All this time I've been talking to myself. But I put the other fan on that was in this truck off the other engine, and I put the alternator brackets on it like it's supposed to have. And because they didn't have the right brackets and the right setup on it before when it was in that Dodge truck. And I have located the ground strap up here. I scratched off a good clean spot, punched me a hole, run a sheet metal screw down in there. I left enough room where, you know, it's the engine can flex and everything, the cab can flex. So should be ready to put the front clip on now. That's about all I can do. Maybe I can get it done tomorrow. I don't know yet. But I have ordered center caps and lug nuts for the new wheels. And center caps should be here by the end of the week, maybe beginning next week. The lug nuts, I'm not sure yet. I just ordered them a while ago, and they don't have any kind of shipping information. I don't know whereabouts in the country they're coming from. So they're estimating delivery on the center caps either Saturday or next Monday. But they're just coming from Slidell, Louisiana. So they'll probably be here before that. They'll probably be here Wednesday or Thursday. But like I said, the lug nuts, I don't know. I just ordered them. I don't know where they're shipping out of. But they should be here by the end of the week too. I'll start on the front clip next. I have to roll the truck out. The radiator that's in the front clip is a 2-flue, and it looks pretty rough. And I've got 2 3-flue radiators. I've got one right here that'll be real easy to get to and pull out. I've got another one over there. It'll be a little more trouble to pull out, but I think it's in better shape. I'll just have to see which one looks best and which one would be the easiest to get out. Either one I think would be fine. But the fan, I've already got it on since. I've already got that on. I'm going to wait about putting the radiator back in until after I get the front clip on. and that way that'll give me some extra room to play with, just in case I push it too far and this gets into the radiator. So if there's no radiator there, it can't get into it. Makes sense if you think about it. Delayed again. Delays. Well, the next step is roll it outside and start putting the front clip back on. But we got some storms coming in tonight, then another round tomorrow morning, and then another round of storms tomorrow evening. So just in case I don't get finished putting the front clip on tonight, I don't want to leave it sitting out there exposed to the weather. I'd rather wait another day or two to put it on, so that way I don't get this engine completely soaked in water. It probably wouldn't hurt it, but I'd rather not. That's the way some of this wiring is. I've got to go through the wiring and check and make sure all the insulation is good on it. There's some of it I've got to replace. So, not much I can do tonight. Center caps came in that I ordered for that set of wheels that I bought the other day. And I think these are going to look pretty good. Bullet style. They look pretty good in there. I started to go with the regular center caps, but they have like that little indentation in there and that little circle where they normally put their, whatever company it makes them normally puts their logo. And to me, it didn't look right without a logo or something there. So I bought these, and these don't have a place for a logo. So those look better on there anyways, I think. And I have ordered some more of these here, bolts for body panels. And these extruded U-nuts, that's what they're called. I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't looked them up and found them. I looked up on Amazon and eBay for threaded body panel clips, and it came up with extruded U-nuts. So I have some more of these ordered. I have to have a couple for the front clip anyways. So that's another reason I really need to wait on that, because a couple of them I had to cut the bolts because the U-clip had broke right here and was just spinning up inside the fender mounting hole. So I had to have a couple new ones anyways to replace those. I could probably get some off one of these other vehicles I got out here, but it's easier just to order them, have them set somewhere. It's brand new. I ain't got to worry about them breaking. Be good and solid. And I'm sure I've got plenty of these bolts laying around here if I were to dig long enough and look. But went ahead and ordered them. They weren't very expensive. So got 25 of these coming and 25 of these coming. They should be here tomorrow. And I've ordered lug nuts for those wheels. They should be here. They haven't given me a definite date yet. They say anywhere from Friday to Monday. But they could be here sooner. It's like those center caps wasn't supposed to be here till tomorrow. But they just, the shipping location and everything worked out to where they got them here a day sooner. All right, so there's not really much I can do today. But yeah, with all these delays that I wasn't expecting on having, I was hoping by now to have front clip back on, all fluids in it, and cranked and running by now. But downtime changes plans. But I still think I can get it done by my deadline of April 4th. I started this project on March 4th, and give myself a month to April 4th. Today is March 24th. So I've still got almost 2 weeks. I think I can do it. Knock on wood. I'm still not sure if that transmission's going to work at all. I know before, when I first got the truck and got it running, it would pull it. Reverse drive worked. But I never took it out on the road to see if the transmission shifted or not, which I'm sure it didn't with that band adjuster out of place like it was. But we'll find out. If it doesn't work, at least it should be able to pull itself around to where I can at least yard drive it, move it around a little bit occasionally, just to keep it from setting again. Okay, well, today is Thursday, March 25th. Next step on the truck, like I said yesterday, is to roll it outside, put the front clip on. It's been raining all day. Did get my bolts and U-nuts in that I ordered. And there's my center caps. I already showed you those. Expecting my lug nuts anytime now. FedEx still hasn't showed up with them. The tracking says they're out for delivery. But the lug nuts I got are made for those wheels. They've got like a little shoulder comes up, and then they've got the angle. The little shoulder fits down in the bottom of the hole, and then it's got like a taper. And the angle on the lug nut fits in that taper. And then it's got like a special cut head on it. It's not like a hex head. It's got a special cut, takes a special socket for security reasons. Helps keep somebody from stealing them. And I really didn't need that. I'm not really worried about anybody stealing those wheels. But those were the only lug nuts I could find that were made like that for these wheels. So hopefully they'll be here pretty soon. When they get here, I'll show them to you. But yeah, just waiting to get the front clip on, but you know, it's been raining on and off all day. There's a break in the rain right now, but I think it's supposed to start again any time now. But tomorrow I believe it's supposed to be clear. So I may roll the truck out here tomorrow, see if I can get the front clip on real quick, because I think it's supposed to rain again Saturday. But hopefully once I get the front clip on, I can roll it back inside here and start getting the wiring and everything straightened out and get ready to crank it pretty soon. So that's the update for today. Not really much going on other than parts coming in. Today is Friday, March 26th. Didn't get anything done yesterday because next thing I got to do is get the front clip on. And it rained and stormed all day yesterday. And to put the front clip on, I've got to roll it back outside. So it's not raining today. It's nice and sunny today. So we're going to roll it back outside so we can get the front clip on real quick and get it rolled back in here tonight, because it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, I think. And once I get it back inside here with the front clip on, I can start working on the wiring, filling the radiator, filling the oil, because I already drained the oil. I put the new filter on and put new oil in it. I got to fill the transmission fluid, because don't want to try and crank it and run it with the transmission being empty, because it'll burn up the pump. So we're getting closer. But today, if I can get the front clip back on it, and maybe able to get a couple other things done, maybe get the radiator changed out, and then start on the wiring. And then hopefully tomorrow I can run to town and get the fluids and stuff I need. Mainly all I need is transmission fluid. And according to what I've read, this transmission takes 3 gallons transmission fluid. That's including filling the torque converter and everything. So I might have to go to a couple of places, because they don't stock very much, because nobody uses Type F anymore really, except in these old vehicles. But we'll get it done. We'll get it took care of. So let's get the door rolled all the way back up. rolled it halfway down behind the cab to help keep the rain out. And it did a pretty good job keeping the rain out. So we'll get that rolled up. Air those two tires up on that side, roll it outside, and start putting the front clip back on it. And see how much we can get done today. Empty can. Throw that away later. These belts were on this engine when I got it. They're not in too bad a shape, but I've got a whole bag full of new belts right there, so I'm going to find 2 new belts to put on it, just so I'll be a little more sure that they're going to last. All right, let's get to work. All right, well, my memory filled up on my phone, so it stopped right in the middle of getting ready to put the front clip on. And I got the front clip on and got the bolts in the back of the fenders bolted to the cab now. And so this is my new phone, my second phone, and we'll finish up the video with this one. So apologize we missed that footage there. I hate that I missed it. Wasn't really exciting. I just had to lift up the front clip and work it side to side a little bit and get it up on there in place. So, but I have got the fenders bolted to the cab. Got the body lines looking pretty decent. The doors open and close without issues, so it'll be fine. And now I've got to see if I can bolt down the 2 front bolts where it bolts to the frame. And they didn't line up just perfect, I think, because that front clip is not original. And they wasn't even bolted down when I brought it around here and took it apart. I don't remember not putting bolts back in that back 20 years ago when I worked on it. So we're going to see if we can get some bolts in it this time. And right now I'm working on getting the radiator in. I pulled the radiator out of that blue truck there, and it's a little bit different, so I may have to drill some mounting holes for it, which won't be too much of a problem, because I think it sticks up a little taller than that radiator did. I would reuse that one, but that's just a 2-flue, and it's got some damage and patchwork done to it. That radiator's a 3-flue, and it's in a lot better shape. Looks nearly new, actually. Okay, I have got to relocate the radiator. Since that one's from a different model, all I've got to do is just drill some holes, drop it down about 3-4 inches. Got the radiator in, front clip's all bolted down. Gonna have to change out that little reservoir tank that's on the engine and put a regular water neck on it, because the radiator hose won't work going from that reservoir to the radiator. And gotta get it wired up. I can do all that inside before it gets dark. I'm gonna get the tractor around here, push the truck back inside, because it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. All right, well, I got him back in here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna have to take this reservoir tank off and run the regular water neck up off the engine, because right here is where the radiator hose has got to go. There's no way I can bend one without kinking it to work right there. But the bottom one is gonna work. It'll be fine. I'll probably get a new hose because that one has a rusty spring in the middle of it. So take care of that. I gotta get my transmission lines hooked up, which is fine. All I gotta do is put in the fittings there at the bottom of the radiator for the trans cooler, because the truck this radiator was in, that blue F100, the 70 model, it had a manual transmission. So all I got to do, there's plugs in the fittings there for the transmission lines. So just pull those plugs out. And then I've got the other two fittings right here. And then those lines will bolt right back up. Now that she's inside, I can start figuring out this wiring. Let's see. Now then, this wire went to the oil pressure sending unit, which is right there by the oil filter. This wire went to the temperature sending unit, which this one already has wire to it. So all I gotta do is splice those wires together. And this wire went to the coil. This was 12 volts to the coil. And since this one's got electronic ignition, I can just splice into this wire here, because this is the only wire coming from that was coming from the other vehicle going to this electronic ignition. So it's got to be the 12 volt supply. So I can hook that in there, and it should be the 12 volt supply from the key, that is. Hook that in there and it should work. I've got to mount this ignition box on the firewall. This wire here, I still ain't figured out what it is. I'll look inside the cab and trace it down and see what it is. It just goes through the firewall by itself. So it could be an add-on wire. I'll check inside. After I get most of this other done, I'll check inside and see if I can trace where it goes to. These two wires definitely got to be replaced. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for part 3 here. Making progress, a little at a time. I've got to go to town and get some radiator hoses, some transmission fluid, everything else I should have. I've got to finish up the wiring, and we'll be ready to crank it soon. Still got to figure out the gas tank and gas lines, and then after I get it to crank and run, we'll check on the brakes, see what we can do about the brakes. Then should be ready to test drive. It's going to do it for part 3. Subscribe, hit the like button, ring that bell if you want to get notified about my next video. I've got 2 previous videos in this series of trying to get this truck back on the road within a month. I started March 4th. My deadline is April 4th. And I'm getting close to getting it on the road. If I don't make it by April 4th, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get this truck on the road. I'm not just going to quit if I don't get it on the road by April 4th. But yeah, I just want to see if I can do it by then. So, be on the lookout for the next video. If you want to, you can go back and watch the previous 2 videos on this truck and video before that of where I got this engine and where I revealed the plans for this truck. So, appreciate y'all watching, and see y'all next time. Take care.